coming up on Focal Point. Michigan State welcomes a new president-elect.
And today I am honored to be selected as the next president of Michigan State University.
And how did this Spartan sophomore bring the world together? And an MSU forestry professor turns his passion into one of the most popular Christmas tree farms in mid-Michigan. All this and more next on Focal Point.
Good morning and welcome to Focal Point. I'm Sophia Miller.
And I'm Sydney Kenzer. Today is Friday, December 8th, and it's our last show of the semester.
We start today's show with a developing story. MSU has a new president. Just this morning during a virtual meeting, the MSU Board of Trustees appointed Kevin Guskowitz as the university's 22nd president.
He comes to us from the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, where he served as chancellor since 2019. His appointment at MSU is set to begin March 4th of 2024. In a video just released, Guskowitz talks about his new appointment.
I look forward to bringing my passion for higher education to the Spartan community. Indeed, I pursued this opportunity because I believe that my values and vision align so well with those of Michigan State.
A video circulating on social media has some students on the MSU campus concerned. On December 2nd, a Wilson Hall resident recorded a conversation between several male residents alleging racial stereotyping. The video also shows the students talking about committing sexual violence against floor mates. Residents' Education and Housing Services has acknowledged the incident and called the language against their values. An MSU NAACP representative has confirmed to Focal Point that the Office of Institutional Equity is investigating the event. Students impacted by this incident can reach out to Counseling and Psychiatric Services or the Center to Survivors.
Another school shooting this week, this time in Las Vegas. 3 people died and 1 more was injured. We all remember February 13th here at MSU where this happened too. Focal Point's Donovan Scott has his own commentary. Donovan.
Thank you, Sophia. Another day, another school shooting. On Wednesday afternoon at UNLV, there was yet another school shooting that left 3 more people dead, the 80th shooting at a school this year. For me and many other students at Michigan State, this reopens wounds from our own on-campus shooting on February 13th that students remember all too well. For us, it was hard to just return back to normal. When we applied to MSU, we were looking to have lifelong memories, make new friends, and brighten our future. What we applied for was school. What we didn't apply for was hiding in our dorm rooms, apartments, or classrooms, making phone calls and texting our friends to make sure they were alive. I know that's one thing I never expected from the college experience. You would think that after a tragedy like this, change would be expected, right? But you would be wrong. After every tragic event where a young person dies, starts the constant cycle of thoughts and prayers, change is promised, and then people forget. Sandy Hook, Columbine, Virginia Tech, Michigan State, Parkland, Oxford, and now UNLV. The leading cause of death for children is not car accidents or cancer, it's guns. We're going to keep going on this endless cycle because people in charge don't want change. This is a problem that is unique to the United States. No other country even comes close. What could politicians possibly be doing with our tax-paying dollars that is more important than saving children's lives? Well, here in Michigan, 11 state representatives would rather draft a letter begging the Big Ten commissioner not to suspend Jim Harbaugh instead of drafting any gun laws. Well, student athletes can't play football if they're dead. In Florida, their governor has instilled bans on the books for kids rather than trying to push for gun laws. Kids won't be able to read books if they're dead. In Washington, we have had more politicians freeze up for 30 seconds at a time while giving a speech this year than gun bills come out of Congress. To me, meeting your lifelong best friends, learning from your teachers, and preparing yourself for the rest of your lives is what school is supposed to be. For our generation, school has turned into looking for the nearest exit when you walk in the door. Whether your parents drop you off for your first day in kindergarten or you're a college senior about to graduate, this is a problem for all of us. We don't need any more February 13th. We should all be worried about going out with our friends on the weekends, going to basketball or football games, and drinking an absurd amount of Starbucks. We shouldn't have to study scared or have anxiety going to class. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I have all the answers to this problem. I don't. But I do know that there has got to be a better way for kids in this country to do the simplest thing, go to school. And to the UNLV students, I am sorry. This is not something you applied for out of high school, nor is it something you deserve. Everything that you are feeling, whether it's anger, sadness, anxiousness, it is all valid. We understand what you're going through, and unfortunately, you're not alone. But you will get through it, and you will heal, one day at a time. I'm Donovan Scott, and that was my opinion.
Thank you, Donovan. We are all thinking of the UNLV community. Of course, we can't forget that just 2 years ago, about 80 miles away, was the Oxford High School shooting. Today, former Oxford student Ethan Crumbly is being sentenced for killing 4 students and injuring 7 more individuals. Survivors and victim family members will speak today prior to Crumbly's sentence.
Coming up on Focal Point, we'll take a look at how the holiday spirit is spreading around the Lansing area and one museum that's saying their goodbyes. Don't go anywhere. Focal Point will be right back.
Welcome back into Focal Point. I'm Sophia Miller with Sydney Kenzer. And Sydney, the holiday season is upon us, and it's Christmas tree farm season in Michigan. Was your family a real Christmas tree family?
Yes, we were. We never went to a farm, but we always had a fresh one. It is such a special, warm Christmas memory for me. Now, Focal Point's Ethan Hunter did go to a Christmas tree farm to check in with some families enjoying their own holiday traditions.
This one. It's one of my favorites.
Genevieve Tyler stands in a forest of decisions.
But I think I'll have this.
It's obvious. The perfect Christmas tree is this one, or this one, or this one.
I mean, for kids, Christmas that's probably the highlight of the year.
Mel Kaling knows a highlight for kids and their families starts right here, when they come to his forest to shop.
This is our 40th year for selling trees. We sold the first tree in 1983. We planted the first tree in 1978.
40 years growing white pines and Douglas firs so that kids like Genevieve can wave her magic noble fir wand and pick her own.
I want the lawn tree forever.
Mel and his wife Lori
Well, I grew up in a farm in the thumb of Michigan on a Christmas tree farm, so I have been in this business my entire life.
own Tannenbaum Farms in Okemos. You could say this is their Christmas. Mel says the best part of the business is seeing each generation come back for their Christmas tree every year. In this case, 4 generations.
I have been coming here ever since my daughter was little. I used to bring my daughter, 2 daughters and a son, and then we started bringing the grandchildren out here, and now we've got the great-grandbabies out here.
And it never fails. The Valentine family always finds the one that will be part of their home for the entire season, no matter how they decide.
What is it?
Heads.
Gotcha!
That's me.
The kind of ecstatic response that particularly children have to a Christmas tree. When someone selects a tree and they cut it, they immediately assume possession of that tree, ownership of that tree, and they will guard it.
It is a beautiful day.
It's tradition for the Valentine family. For Mel and Lori and their family, sometimes traditions have to end.
There are some factors in life that we can't control, and one is called age.
Mel doesn't know when he'll step away, but after almost half a century of Christmas trees, it'll soon be time to pass the business on. Generations will keep coming back here, and Mel promises to be a part of it. Just maybe not the chainsaw part. For Focal Point, I'm Ethan Hunter.
That was so sweet. I love that those families with all 4 generations got to get out and get a Christmas tree together and share that joy.
The holiday season is all about spreading joy, and one Michigan State sophomore spent 9 months planning and preparing to do just that. Focal Point's Mackenzie Decker shows us how Tori Boykins brought the wonder and magic of all December holidays to one place.
Your stuff is over here.
Tori Boykins has a vision.
Just up here. He's going to be over in that corner.
She had an idea to get different religions and cultures together to celebrate this season.
I feel like I should have gave myself a little more time so I wasn't rushing around.
And she'd do it right here.
Yep, they're coming right down. We're right on the 2nd floor.
On the 2nd floor of the Union.
I'll send someone down.
Tori organized this, the Holiday Harmony Bash.
So we have Christmas, Hanukkah, Posada, Kwanzaa, and then we have the Pansexual Awareness Day.
If we think of America as a melting pot, then all of the ingredients can be found right in this pantry, or ballroom.
It's all like similar, so it's very nice just like getting to know like about other cultures and other celebrations.
Each stop had something special.
The yams, collard greens, and mac and cheese, this is all soul food, and so it's just like African American cuisine.
Not only did Santa Claus stop by, but he led happy birthday to the most famous dog on campus.
Happy birthday to
Tori felt the weight of the world putting together an entire event.
Yay!
She didn't even know if anyone would show up.
But I was hoping for a lot of people to come because we have a lot of things in there. And we have veggie burritos.
But when she
Sorry, 1 second.
finally took a breath
I don't blame you, free food.
and saw tables of different cultures and religions eating together,
I like it.
celebrating together, it finally hit her. Her vision worked.
I do feel good. Seeing all the stuff in there and all the people showing up, I do feel good.
She was bringing joy to the world, every part of it.
Merry Christmas all!
At the Union, I'm Mackenzie Decker, Focal Point News.
Tori Boykins said she didn't know what to expect going into the event, but that she wanted to create a space for everyone to enjoy. The Holiday Harmony Bash was the first of its kind, but who knows? Maybe it's the start of a brand new Spartan tradition.
Up next, Focal Point's Tiana Barnes visited a museum and arcade all in one. Let's take a look.
It's easy to miss,
We never even knew it was here.
but impossible to forget. It's Marvin's Marvelous Mechanical Museum, opened in 1980, frozen in time. With antique pieces and video games dating even further back to 1905.
And right over here is our oldest piece. It's a precursor to the movie theater.
It is not my first time.
Gina Shimko can't remember a time where she wasn't able to escape to Marvin's and play a game of skee ball.
Well, I grew up coming here with all my friends when I was their age, and when I was in high school, and this used to be where we always came.
Or pinball.
Whatever gets us the most tickets.
And now, she shares her love of Marvin's with her kids.
Yeah, no, that's all about the nostalgia, and there's not any place like this.
But soon, Marvin's may be running out of miracles.
When we came today, they said, is this our last time we get to come here? And I said, hopefully not.
Even though it's been part of Farmington Hills history, bringing in visitors from all over.
We get people who come from all over the state, and lots of people who come from out of Michigan, or even a few people that have come from out of the country to come here.
The city's planning commission has approved plans that would demolish it.
Really upsetting, and a lot of people, very sad.
All right, that was fun. I think it'd be good to just leave it, allow it to continue to be an experience for families and children.
This is truly one of my favorite pieces.
Jeremy Yagoda's dad, Marvin, opened it 43 years ago.
So it's just fun to see things like that.
A visit to Marvin's means finding antiques and oddities in even the tiniest of spaces. But the discoveries don't stop at eye level. Take a look up and you'll see.
There's the airplanes flying around because my dad used to fly. He owned his own plane.
A lot of nostalgia.
You're in a good mood when you get in here. And if you're not, generally, I give you a few extra quarters and you end up smiling and being happy.
Marvin's motto was, don't dream about it, just do it. And that's what this place has been doing for the past 43 years. In Farmington Hills, Michigan, I'm Tiana Barnes, Focal Point News.
Wow, that place looks like a lot of fun. Have you ever been, Sophia?
I have not. Have you?
No, I haven't, but I really hope it stays open. I'd love to check it out sometime.
Absolutely. Winterfest, an annual holiday event at East Lansing's Hannah Community Center, is tomorrow.
Focal Point's Sarah Polis is there right now to give us an inside scoop on the festivities. Sarah?
Thanks, ladies. I'm over here at the Hannah Community Center with Carla, who is the community events specialist. And tomorrow, they are having their Winterfest event from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. over here. There's going to be lots of fun things going on. Carla, can you tell me a little bit about it?
Sure. So tomorrow is Winterfest. It starts at 11 a.m. and ends at 2. We have a whole host of free events from Winter Market, which is you have to pay for the goods there, but we have ice carving, bounce house, Nerf games, live performances at 11, 12, and 1. And so, yeah, it'll be a lot of different things, and also a photo booth where you can come and get family photos or individual photos for free. Yeah.
Gotcha. And then how long have you guys been putting on this event?
So this is the second year we've had Winterfest in this building at the Hannah Community Center, but before that it used to be downtown. It used to be different, Winter Glow. But we are able to have way more activities and last year was a big hit. We had over 2,000 people here.
Wow. Alrighty. And then you were telling me a little bit about the fundraising that will happen. So what kind of fundraising opportunities are going to be available tomorrow?
So tomorrow we're having opportunities for people to donate to Roundup for Scholarship, which is a great way for us to help with subsidizing some of the costs for some of the classes that we offer here. And in addition to that, we also have the holiday food drive. So anyone who's able could bring non-perishable items and drop it off in one of our bins downstairs.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. And if you're in the area, head on out to Winterfest tomorrow.
Thank you, Sarah. I might have to stop by Winterfest this weekend, maybe before the hockey game tomorrow.
Moving to a different kind of cold, Spartan Sports Report Marin Klein talked to forward Red Savage ahead of this weekend's series against Notre Dame.
Yeah, I think development's a massive part. I think the way we play is high octane and a lot of pressure and a lot of offense. And I'm playing with great players as well, so that always helps. It's been a ton of fun. Obviously, these two guys, Joey and Gavin, have been a ton of fun to play with, and they have a ton of skill. And Joey's obviously got that big shot, and OC is always making amazing plays. So it's been a ton of fun and a big change for me. We were talking about it on the bench during the Minnesota game. It feels like we can kind of contribute to the game every time we step out on the ice. So it's fun playing with a bunch of confidence and having fun doing so. I think that sweep against Wisconsin was obviously a pretty big high for us, them being slotted #1, and sweeping them at home is always going to be fun. And I think our whole team played the way we wanted to play, and I think it was a big part of our confidence being able to prove to not only the country but prove to ourselves that we could play with anyone. And yeah, I think that was a really fun weekend, both on and off the ice. I think the biggest part of it is the development aspect. They kind of expect us to bring it every single day, and that's how you get better. You don't really improve much just coming to the rink and checking the boxes. It's a lot about intent here, and these guys make sure we're on our toes every day and make sure we're working our tail off every single day. So. It's been a lot of fun, and the coaching staff keeps it dialed in, but make sure we're having fun at the same time. As long as we're all here at the rink and putting in the effort, we know that we're gonna develop and we're gonna grow our game, and it's exciting because it's probably only gonna be up from here.
The puck drops for the first game of the season tonight at 7 p.m.
Also tonight, the track team continues their early season at the GVSU Holiday Open, and earlier in the week, Focal Point's Ethan Hunter had the chance to sit down with Director of Cross Country and Track and Field, Lisa Bresnow, to talk about their Big Ten winning cross country season.
You had a very successful season.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great season. We had actually won last year as well, and so we definitely came into the start of our season in August with the intention of trying to win again. But of course, we are really process-based, so we didn't talk a lot about winning. We just talked about how we were going to get there, how we were going to behave as a team, expectations from a behavioral standpoint. We have some amazing seniors right now, and so for them to go out their final, cross-country season as Big Ten champs was really a great accomplishment for them.
For somebody that may not be following the cross-country circuit as closely, 4 of the last 5 Big Ten championships on the women's side have come from Michigan State, 8 of the last 13 Michigan State, and then you yourself have won Big Ten Coach of the Year, Women's Cross-Country Coach of the Year for 3 of the last 4 years, including this year, so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And then, like you said, Katie Osika winning the Women's Cross Country Runner of the Year this year. That's a lot of, and of course the national championship in 2014, so that's a lot of success for a program. Is there any one accomplishment that sticks out to you the most?
Honestly, the 4th place trophy that we have out there from NCAAs during the kind of weird, funky COVID year where we were still competing. We came back. We had our cross-country season in March, and it was right after the indoor championships. And there was just so much adversity, you know, not just what was going on in the world, but within our community here. And to go to Oklahoma State, and again, we were pretty far back at the beginning of the race. I think we were in dead last, which is not where you want to be.
Never.
But I told them, I was like, look, I think this thing is going to go out really fast. We just have to stay calm, be who we are. And they just ran through the field beautifully. We ended up 4th, and it was incredible, you know, and to see like they were actually crying, and to see that type of emotion of everything that they had put into it, of, you know, that year of being at home and being really isolated, to get to come back and do something amazing together. I think that was kind of the one that stands out the most.
The GVSU Holiday Open is the last meet of the semester, and the team returns in January to Ann Arbor for the Wolverine Invitational.
That's all the time we have for today. I'm Sophia Miller.
And I'm Sydney Kenzer. Have a great weekend.